is allowed. So participant will be barred from future virtual session if found convicted. So we have caught a few agents last time. They actually have 2 devices with different faces. So like say administrator will come in and out, and they will cross-check the name as well as the face in the photo. So make sure don't go and attend on behalf of other people. If not, then later you'll also be found convicted. So you'll also be barred from future session. So then secondly, please switch on your webcam. As I mentioned just now, the administrator from time to time will come in to check. If your name is not there, okay, your video is not turned on, they may not give you the CPD hours. So as I mentioned, later on we will have a few rounds of photo taking as also attendance taking. So make sure your names and your faces are all in the required photos and list. Okay, so for this, please put okay in the chat box before I move on. Okay, for those, please do not give me your agent code as well as your name. Okay, just make sure that you click on the link. I do not have your name, Chua Seong Kian. So like I say, if let's say your name is not in the attendance, probably you may be registered in another class. Okay, so I'll continue on, yeah. Okay, so let's move on. So like I mentioned, today's class will be, sorry, this is in the afternoon session I was earlier on. It's today's class will be from 9 to 12 and it's SPY. Okay, are you guys ready? Ready? Give me another thumbs up so that I know that I can start this session right away. Oh, I can't see. Okay, I think the slide is not moving. Sorry. Let me just reshare. Okay, can you see my slide? Is it at the SPY slide? Because my iPad is showing another slide. So I just want to cross-check with everybody. What slide are you seeing right now? Is it SPY? Or the training ground room? Yes. Okay, then I think it's my connection for iPad. Okay, so I'll move on. So today's class will cover SPY, SMS, and SMSP. So let's move into SPY quickly. So SPY. Okay, SPY, what kind of plan is this? Maybe you can put down in the chat box. What kind of insurance, type of insurance, SPY? Okay, the answer is right in front of you. What kind of plan would SPY be? Insurance plan. Investment link, yes, you are right. Investment link. So SPY is actually an investment link. So when we talk about investment link, of course, investment link has 2 elements to it. First of all, it has a protection that we provide to our clients. And at the same time, the client can also choose their preferred funds to invest a little bit in the investment funds. So there is a bit of investment element in this investment link funds. So SPY, we have 2 types. One is SPY 100, one is SPY 80. 100 actually covers the life assurance until up to the age of 100 years old, next birthday. 80 will be 80 next birthday lah. Yes, protection and investment. Thank you so much. Okay, let's do some pop quiz. Since most of you are many years in the industry, SPY is not something that is unfamiliar to you. So let's see which following statements are correct. Okay, so which one do you think is correct? Maybe you can spend a few seconds to read through and give me the answer. Okay, smart protect you. Which one is the correct answer? SPY, regular premium investment insurance plan, payout in the event of death, TPD coverage up to age 80, 100 next birthday, and also provide additional sum assured benefit and mature benefit. Okay. Yes, all of you are correct. So the answer would be all of the above. So regular premium means you pay regularly. Okay, you get to enjoy upon death or TPD, the life assured. The beneficiary would actually receive the payout, and it cover the life assured up to age 80 or 100 next birthday. And we also have ASA. So sometimes when we talk about insurance, life insurance, right? In other policy, maybe if you buy 100,000, you only get 100,000. But this plan itself, one of the benefit would be every year you will have extra sum assured, okay, provided to the life assured. So we'll look into that shortly. So let's look at SPY targeted at adult 20 to 40. Okay, why targeted to at adult age 20 to 40? Because we 20 years old, just started working and just finished college, going into the workforce. Okay, so the basic plan would be at least a medical card lah. Okay, so 30 to 40 probably just started a family, okay, with new members coming in, so probably will have to upgrade or even buy for the new family members. So this plan itself is a very flexible insurance plan. When we talk about investment link, it's very flexible. Why? Investment link, you can adjust your premium according to your budget. You can add on different types of riders. Am I right? Investment link is like a plate of nasi lemak. Okay, why plate of nasi lemak? I hope you all makan already. Okay, so why not plate of nasi lemak? A plate of nasi lemak is like you get the basic nasi lemak, the nasi, ikan bilis, some cucumber, maybe half a slice of egg, or even not even half, maybe quarter slice of egg, and ikan bilis and sambal. This is the basic plate of nasi lemak. It's like your basic plan, SPY. But sometimes you may want to makan more, eat more, enjoy, okay? So we may want to add on some fish, more extra vegetables, sotong lah, or so on and so forth lah. So the rest of the dish is what we call riders. So we add on to the basic plan. So it's like a plate of nasi lemak lah. So it's very, very customizable to meet your various needs of your customer lah. Can be very comprehensive as well. So the unique selling point for this SPY, okay, it always put you, okay, as the name suggests, Smart Protect you. I always put our customer or you first. Why? Because we give our client choices. Firstly, client can choose either two coverage term, 80 or 100 years old. A wide range of riders to choose from. For example, you have medical card, critical illness, you have accidental death benefit, so on and so forth, waiver riders. Choice of unit fund also based on your client's risk profile. They can choose their preferred funds in the plan itself. And it also put the finances first, your client's finances first, because this SPY plan start from just a minimum of 100 ringgit a month. You get to enjoy the life insurance portion. And I also have a 1% sum assured each year given to our life assured every single year for a maximum of 40 years. So this is something that not every life policy will provide. Extra 1% sum assured or coverage each year. Okay, so it's like in a way we have inflation, makan pun expensive, clothes also expensive, utility expensive, everything is also expensive lah because the price keep increasing. So this investment linked plan SPY also allowed to in a way hedge against a bit of inflation in terms of the life coverage part lah, yeah. So put your protection first, cover basic death TPD, and there is also a added security of no lapse guarantee, which we will cover later on. Okay, so just now we already mentioned can be single, couples, young family who have the desire to have protection and investment at the same time. Okay, so let's continue. So there will be two. So first of all, SPY 100, it covers policy term up to 100 years old. Flexible premium entry. Right. In SPY 100, if you generate quotation, that you can generate two different types of quotation. One is affordable premium with projected step up. So what do you mean affordable premium? So sometimes your client may not have very high budget, maybe started off working very low budget. Okay, so may want to actually go in at a lower budget. So if let's say client were to take up this plan at a lower budget, at the later years, the premium will step up every 5 years. This is the premium lah. So we call it affordable premium with step up premiums at later years. And we also have a level premium. So if your client can afford a higher premium in SPY 100, so he can actually enjoy a level premium without step up. Okay, without step up means across the term, it will be level premium, same premium. Okay. However, of course, both of them subject to we call it repricing lah. Repricing actually is applicable to all policy lah. Even other companies, other insurance companies, they also have subject to repricing because due to maybe medical inflation or the claim history of the company. So also subject to repricing. SPY 80 is like your level premium. SPY 80 covers up to age next birthday 80 years old. It is level premium, okay, and cover the life assured until age next birthday 80 years old lah. So this is how the premium looks like, level premium. So these are the two policy type that we have for SPY. So far, you guys okay? If okay, give me a thumbs up. Ada thumbs up ke tak? Ada, okay. So let's move on to the benefit summary of this SPY. Very simple. Or maybe all of you can type out lah. What do you know about SPY? What are the benefits that usually you will present to your client for SPY? Just the basic plan. What is the good thing about SPY? What's the benefit? Okay, well, I try to set up my iPad again. Okay, there's additional basic sum assured. We call it ASA, additional sum assured. Okay, what else? Just additional sum assured. Itu je. Okay, just additional sum assured. So this SPY, you only mentioned additional sum assured to your client. Of course, this SPY, okay, as you all know that it provides you with provide the life assured with a death benefit, 100% sum assured plus ASA plus TIV, yes, death and TPD benefit. Also have a TPD benefit and covers up to age 75, age next birthday. And then just now mentioned by Su Hong is that there would be additional sum assured payable at death or TPD of the life assured, capped for maximum of 40 policy years. So later on, we will look into the calculation for ASA. And there will also be maturity benefit. If everything good, nothing happened, never claim anything at all. Upon maturity, the client, okay, the life assured will receive all the total investment value in the plan, minus off any indebtedness. Indebtedness means sometimes they didn't pay the policy fee, miss out 1 or 2. Okay, insurance charges, then we will minus off the indebtedness before we refund the maturity benefit to the client. It's a very comprehensive plan because they can choose different riders to attach onto this SPY to enhance their protection. And lastly, the premium payment is also very flexible, affordable for everybody to afford. Okay. So let's move on to the detail of this product feature. So first of all, we got death benefit. So death benefit means upon the life assured passing on, then there will be money payable to the beneficiary. So how much is it payable to the beneficiary? First of all, is 100% of the basic sum assured plus additional sum assured plus the TIV. So depends on how much your client took up for the policy sum assured lah. Okay, so let's have a pop quiz. I think this is something that's very basic for SPY. So let's read through. Mr. Albert bought SPY 100 4 years ago, passed away in car accident. So at the time of death, his policy consists of basic sum assured 100,000, ASA 4,000 and total investment value. what is the total benefit in a death benefit in this scenario? Okay, so maybe you can put down your answer in the chat box. Try to answer this while I still get up my iPad. Okay. Okay, great. So I see a lot of answer over here. So yes, you are right. Okay, the answer will be B. So it's basic sum assured 100,000 plus the AS is 4,000 plus TIV would be the correct answer for this scenario. Okay, so let's move on to ASA. So ASA means every year the company will actually provide 1 extra % of sum assured payable upon death or TPD for a maximum of 40 years. Let's look at the formula over here. So it's 1% times current sum assured or initial sum assured, whichever is lower, minimum which means whichever is lower, times the completed policy year upon death or TPD. Completed policy years means that upon death, we will look at how many years have been completed for this policy itself. Okay, for 40 years, extra 40 years. So what's the difference between initial and current? So sometimes when I purchase this policy, I have a 500,000 sum assured. Maybe towards later years, I realized that, okay, I do not need such a high amount of sum assured, probably because I've already paid off my house, everything. So I don't have any dependents. So I would like to reduce this sum assured to maybe 100,000. So initial purchase would be 500,000. Current would be 100,000. Okay, so that is the difference between current and initial. So we always take the lower amount. So let's look at the example. Basic sum assured 100,000. If I purchase basic sum assured 100,000, 40 years later, okay, sadly, 40 years later, something happened to me and I passed away. Okay, so what happened is that my beneficiary will receive a ASA. So how much is the ASA? So let's look at the calculation here. So ASA is 1% of the basic sum assured times 40 years. So which means ASA gain in the policy is 40,000 plus my basic sum assured of 100,000. So my beneficiary family will receive 140,000. So on the other hand, if let's say my basic sum assured is 400,000 instead. So 400,000, again, ASA. How much is my ASA? So very simple, it's also 1% of the 400,000 times 40 years, because maximum is 40 years, 40 years. Then the amount that will be provided to my beneficiary will be a total of 560,000. 400,000 is the basic sum assured. ASA is 160,000, 1% times 400,000 times 40 years equals to this amount. So this is the amount that my family will receive. Alright, so very simple ASA calculation. So let's look at some pop quiz. Okay, for ASA. So which of the following is true or false? So maybe you can tell me. So we will start from the first one. Okay, there is no additional insurance charges for ASA. Do we charge our customer the insurance charges? True or false? Okay, so true. So the answer would be true. There is no additional insurance charges for ASA because it's a planned benefit, okay, that we provide this extra sum assured to our customer. Oh, sorry, already got given the answer. So second one, okay, second, The ASA is offered to both standard and substandard life. So the answer is also true. Okay, so which means we don't discriminate. Everyone gets this ASA, whether it's standard or substandard life. There will also be ASA for a maximum of 40 years. So the third one, if any critical illness is attached, ASA does not apply to the critical illness rider. True ke false? Okay, I see someone already put true very quickly. True. Okay, answer is true. You are right. So this ASA is applied on the basic sum assured, which is the SPY basic sum assured. So CI rider, even if you have it, it would not calculate based on the CI rider sum assured. So the answer is true for all. Okay, good. So I move on. So for ASA, sometimes ASA, your client, your customer may ask you, hey, what if I got CI, I want to claim my CI already. Then do I still have the ASA amount? Or I reduce my sum assured, basic sum assured. Am I still entitled for the ASA amount? Or I increase my sum assured later on, do I get a higher ASA? Okay, maybe these are some of the questions that your client or your customer may ask you. So then how can we answer our client? So we will look into some case study so that you can understand a little bit more on your ASA. If let's say your client were to ask you similar question, you are able to answer them. So, but of course, this kind of question is quite technical. So maybe not every customer will ask a handful of them. But we, as an agent, we also need to know lah. So ASA, this is the formula 1% times current sum assured or initial sum assured, whichever is lower, times completed policy year upon death or TPD for maximum of 40 years. Okay, so let's look at scenario 1 that increase in sum assured. So initially, Mr. A, okay, we use Mr. A. Mr. A, okay, so Mr. A actually bought, okay, 100,000 initially. Okay, we call this initial sum assured. After that, second year, okay, he decided to increase to 150,000. Okay, maybe budget increase already. Okay, budget increase, decided, okay, I need more sum assured. So increase to 150K. This one will be the current sum assured. Okay, death occurs at policy 2 years and 6 months. So here lah. Okay, here lah. Okay, death happens. So what would be the answer? Of course, first of all, we will need to look at current sum assured, initial sum assured, whichever is lower. So we will take the lower amount, which is 100,000 over here, times 1%, times how many completed years? 2 years. Okay, so 2 years. Okay, so the answer for this ESA would be 1% times 100,000 times 2 years equals to 2,000. So the basic sum assured of this plan is 150,000, no longer 100,000 because he has already upgraded to 150. So 150,000 plus the 2,000 plus TIV would be the benefit, death benefit. Yes, correct. Thank you. Okay, so that is quite straightforward calculation. We base on the lower sum assured to calculate the ASA amount. So let's move on to decrease in sum assured. So decrease in sum assured is even also similar. Okay, decrease in sum assured, like I said just now, Mr. B, okay, maybe Mr. B took up 800,000 because he has a house. He took up 800,000. Okay, so this is the initial. Later on, he has paid off all his house already and he's not planning to take more. So we decided to reduce to 500,000. Okay, so this one would be your current sum assured. So death occur 55 years old later. Okay, and 8 months. So so very fast. Say, let me calculate. Okay, so we will use, no problem. We will use which one? Of course, we will use the lower amount, which is 500,000 to calculate ASA. So in this case, 1% times 500,000 times how many years? Okay, so answer is times 40 years. Why 40 years? Remember we said we will look at completed years upon death or TPD. So death occurs only 55 years later, but maximum this plan will only give you 40 policy year for ASA, 40 maximum. So 1% times 500,000 times 40 equals to 200,000. So your client actually get more than 15,000 So it's more than that, would be 500,000 is the basic sum assured plus the ASA 200,000 plus TIV. So this is the amount. Okay, this is the amount that your client would have gotten. Okay, so remember we don't take 3 years, we take upon death or TPD. Okay, completed years upon death or TPD. Okay, so that is decrease in sum assured. Okay, so maybe we digest a little bit first. All good. If you're clear, can I see everybody put okay in the chat box? Okay, so good. So all of you clear. So we'll go into scenario 3. So SPY is a basic plan. So most of the time, our client or customer would have certain riders attached to it, especially CIBR. CIBR is to protect against critical illness. So if let's say your customer attach the SPY with CIBR, CIBR means accelerate. Once you claim, the basic sum assured will also reduce in the same amount. So assuming this customer, Mr. A again, bought 100,000 of SPY, 100K. Okay, SPY, and CIBR also 100K. Okay, CIBR 100K. So there is no increase or decrease. CI happens 4th year later. Okay, 4 year, 3 months. So what will be the CI claim? Anyone would like to share with me what will be the CI claim? Amount that he can claim. What will be the CI claim amount? Anyone? Let's see. CI claim amount. $100,000. Okay, good. 100,000. Use my iPad. Easier to draw. Okay, so 100,000. So I wanted to draw with my iPad, but seems like a bit difficult as well. Okay, let's see. So 100,000 would be claimable, okay, for this CI. So after claim, the SPY will become kosong lah, because claim already kan. So the SPY, basic sum assured will become 0, okay. So what happened is that death occur 10 years later, 10 years later, 10 years, 5 months. So what will be the ASA here? Okay, so for this one, it's a little bit different. So we will see, okay, we will see before the claim, what is the amount? Okay, what is the amount before the claim? Okay, so before the claim, client has 100,000 SPY. So 100,000 times 1% times 4 years. How much is it? 100,000 times 1% times 4 years is equals to 4,000 kan. Okay, so 4K is what client has accumulated in the plan. Okay, So why do we not take the entire 10 years? Because after the claim, SPY equals basic sum assured equals to 0, kosong already, which means there is no more basic sum assured for you to accumulate this ASA. So therefore, we only pay out the amount that is accumulated in the plan already, which is 4,000. So upon death, client will only receive the basic sum assured of 0 plus ASA 4,000 plus TIV. So answer would be 4,000 only. Okay, 4,000. Because after CI claim, there is no longer any BSA left on this policy. Okay, so this is the amount, 4,000 plus TIV. Okay, so I will move on to the other scenario, which is similar to this scenario 3. It's also when you attach with CIBR. There are instances where the CIBR amount is lower. Even after you claim for CIBR, your basic sum assured, there is still remaining amount. So how can we then calculate ASA? So let's look at this example. So this example, okay, client client bought this what's that called? Client bought this CIB basic sum assured SPY basic sum assured is 500,000. Then also put SPR rider sum assured is 100,000. So in 14 years, okay, 14 years later, 14 years, 3 months. Okay. What happened is that critical illness happened. So they will claim for critical illness, which is 100K. So after claim, balance of the SPY would be equals to 500 minus your 100K. So equals to 400,000. So this is the amount that your client would still have in the SPY, SPY basic sum assured. So which means client can still accumulate the ASA in the plan itself. So how do we calculate here? First of all, we will do a comparison. We will first look at how much client has accumulated before the QCI claim and how much, okay, the client accumulated up until death or TPD. If you can see from the, later on, I will show you from this, there will, the death happens later years So I will calculate this part first, okay, before I show you the death when it happens. Okay, so let's calculate this. What is the ASA accumulated before the critical illness, before C? First do 1% times how much? Basic sum assured is 500,000, right? So we times 500,000 times how many years? 14 years. Means how much? Equals to 70K lah. So this part from first year until 14 year, 3 months, the ASA accumulated is 70,000. Okay, so let's look at the question. So question mentioned, okay, death occurs 20 years and 5 months. Okay, so 20 years and 5 months. Again, I'm going to see, just now we already mentioned. Okay, just now we already mentioned here, 14, this one would be 14 years, is the critical illness, right? Critical illness claim. So, balance SPY. Okay, so ASA, so the death happens here. 20 years later lah. So how much is the ASA over here? So we have already calculated here 70K. Okay, 70K ASA. So now let's calculate what happens upon death from here until the death. Okay, how much is the ASA? Can someone help me to calculate? From first year until the death 20 years later, what will be the ASA amount? ASA amount, 1% times current or initial sum assured, whichever is lower, times the completed years upon death or TPD for a maximum of 40 years. So what do you think would be the ASA amount over here? Anyone? Okay, let's take out our calculator. Let's calculate together, yeah. Okay, anyone has the answer? Can just put down your answer. Okay, I said 14,000. So 14,000. Is it 14,000? Okay, let's see. So from here, 1%. So SA after claim. 1% times, okay, whichever is lower, right? Remember we said current sum assured or initial sum assured, whichever is lower. Initially was 500,000, but after the claim, okay, it has become 400,000. So therefore, we are only using 400,000 to calculate. Okay, 400,000 to calculate our ASA here. Okay, times how many years? 20 years, right? Oh, can you tell me what is the answer? 1% times 400,000 times 20 years. 80K lah kan? Okay, so the ASA, if there's no claim at all, the ASA is supposed to be 80,000. Okay, so what happened is that we will compare before claim what is accumulated, and we compare if today don't have any claim, what will be the ASA. So it is 80,000. So we will give client the higher amount, which is 80,000 here. Okay, we will give the higher amount of ASA to our client. So in this scenario, when client pass away at year 20, year 20 later, the family will receive 400,000, which is from the balance of SPY, plus 80,000 from for the ASA plus the TIV. Okay, so the answer would be 480,000 plus TIV. Okay, so I'm going to stop the annotation. So this one would be the answer. Okay, so CIBR a little bit different because after claim, there is still ASA there is still basic sum assured available. So your ASA can continue to run. The only difference when we calculate is that we will compare before the claim and throughout the entire policy, what is the ASA? Whichever is higher, we pay it to our client plus the basic sum assured, remaining basic sum assured plus TIV. Okay, so compare this one and this one, whichever is higher. Okay, so there is the scenario 4 when your client attached with CIBR with a lower rider sum assured compared to the basic sum assured. Okay, so I'll give you maybe a few seconds to digest this part. Or you would like to take a picture, you can do so. Okay, So I'll move on. So the scenario 5 will be something that is has been mentioned earlier on. So if let's say this policy took up 700,000, nothing happened throughout, but death occurs 60 years and 2 months later. What would be the death benefit? Tell me the death benefit, total death benefit for this client. What will be the amount for this ASA if let's say the customer, the life assured, passes away in 60 years and 2 months time? 1% times the basic sum assured times number of years. $980. Okay, thank you so much, Chi Yang. So yes, answer is 980. So 280 is ASA, maximum of 40 years only. So previously we mentioned maximum 40 years, even though the death occurs after 40 years, the company maximum will pay 40 years of ASA only. Okay, so 280 plus the basic sum assured plus TIV will give you 980,000 plus TIV. Okay, so that is the scenario 5, which is the last scenario. So a quick recap on the formula will be 1% times the current sum assured or initial sum assured, whichever is lower, times completed policy years upon death or TPD for a maximum of 40 years. So that would be the formula. Okay, so that is your ASA. So we have covered the death benefit, the ASA amount, then not to forget our TPD. So TPD, just want to highlight on this coverage TPD is until age 75 next birthday. So for those who are here with Great Eastern for many years, you have seen many different SPY equivalent product like SPE3. Okay, that is until 70 years old. But this is until 75 years next birthday. Okay, so we have enhanced this portion. So the TPD payout will be 100% basic sum assured plus 100% ASA plus TIV. So some customer, they take up very high basic sum assured. So when it comes to very high basic sum assured, for example, 10 million, okay, the 10 million amount upon TPD will not be paid out in one lump sum. Instead, it will pay out in 3 annual installments. First being, okay, so if let's say 10 million, 3 installments. First installment is up to 2 million. Maximum we pay out first 2 million. And later on, second and third payment will be payable in 2 equal annual installment. So means second and third year will be equal amount. So in this case, 4 million each. So that will be paid out according to 3 tranches. Okay, for BSA that is very high amount, 10 million. Okay, but TIV, okay, TIV would be paid out in one lump sum. However, your client can choose to retain with company, because sometimes your SPY may have other riders attached. For example, medical. Even if the client has already claimed for TPD, they want to continue the other riders in the plan, they may retain the TIV in the company so that the policy can continue to run. Okay, can continue. Okay, so that is your TPD. So can you tell me, SPY provide TPD coverage for life assured up to age of how many years next birthday? Berapa tahun? Berapa tahun? $75 years old. Okay, correct. So 75 years old, next birthday. So let's move on to maturity benefit. So if all good, nothing happens, then the total investment value will be payable upon maturity less the indebtedness. Okay, so what is the indebtedness would be all the unpaid policy fee or insurance charges. So just now already mentioned would be deducted, okay, from the premium paid and any benefit or claim proceed payable. Okay, so moving on to this no lapse guarantee. So what is no lapse guarantee? One of the benefit for this SPY is that as an investment for an investment linked plan, there's a tendency where the total investment value could fall below the insurance charges. Why? Because maybe the market is not good, or maybe in the beginning of years, there is some charges that we charge customer. So just as a quick recap on how does an investment link plan works. Okay, so investment, this is also in your quotation lah. You can have a look there. Investment link, like I say, there is investment portion, there's protection portion. Okay, so when client pay the premium will be depending on the sum assured and also depending on age. The premium will be split across split between this P and protection and investment account. So there is this what we call unallocated premium. Have you ever heard of this unallocated premium? Okay, premium. Okay, I put premium. And also there is what we call allocated premium. Okay, so what is the unallocated and allocated premium? Unallocated premium is basically to pay all the company expense such as the commission of the agents. Okay, the company expense like administration charges, the we call it direct distribution. When you distribute a product, you need other costs, right? Administration, flyers, this call it direct distribution cost. So in short, is all the company expenses comes from the unallocated premium. Okay, whatever remaining here, okay, will be used to purchase your funds. The customer funds are chosen funds, and this will give the plan a TIV. Total investment value. Same goes with this investment portion. I will use IP and UP as an allocated premium. Allocated premium AP. Okay, so this one also same thing. Commission, company expenses. Okay. And AP also used to purchase funds go into the TIV. Okay, so investment portion is usually, what is the allocation? Usually allocated is 5%, allocated is 95% for investment portion. Okay, for protection account, usually it depends on different policy. Some policy in the beginning higher, then slowly will stagger to lower lah. So eventually it become 100% allocated into the funds. Okay, it depends on policy lah, different type, their ratio is different. So this is how an ILP works. And every month from the TIV, monthly basis, we will deduct what we call cost of insurance or insurance charges or your policy fee lah from the TIV itself. Okay, we'll cancel some units to pay the insurance charges or policy fee. So this is on a monthly basis from the TIV itself. This is how an investment link plan works. So for the no lapse guarantee, of course, it has something to do with this part lah. This part. Okay, why? Okay, let's go in. So no lapse guarantee, as I mentioned, if let's say in the beginning of the policy years, sometimes the TIV is insufficient to cover the cost of insurance. What happens is that usually without this benefit, the policy will lapse. Why? Because your account value, investment value not sufficient to cover the insurance charges, right? You have lesser money to cover the charges, therefore the insurance may lapse. Okay, so in order to secure our customer, so we ensure that the first years we have this no lapse guarantee, where even if this scenario happens, right, we will not lapse customers plan. Okay, we will continue customers protection. Okay, after 3 years, if let's say this happen this still happen, TIV, less than cost of insurance. What can you suggest customer to do over here? If let's say TIV is less than cost of insurance after 3 years where this no lapse guarantee no longer available, you may ask your client to do a top up. If not, then it's subject to lapsation. Okay, so no lapse guarantee is subject to the following condition. First of all, the regular premium must be paid consistently and up to date. So means you don't have late payment. No premium holiday is allowed and no partial withdrawal is allowed. So if 3 of these conditions is met, then this policy will have a no lapse guarantee benefit for the first 3 years for client. Okay, so far, let me just stop for a while. All good? If you are good, give me some thumbs up. If you need me to share again, you can let me know. Okay, all good. Okay. Let me continue on. Okay, so when no lapse guarantee is in effect, all benefits shall be payable upon a valid claim. So when I say no lapse guarantee is in place, means you have fulfilled all the 3 conditions. Okay, and the TIV amount that's deficit cannot pay the cost of insurance. No worries, because this no lapse guarantee will be in effect and all the claim will be payable. Okay, so that's all for the SPY. So if no question, then I'll move on to the underwriting guidelines. I will move on to the underwriting guidelines for SPY. So entry age for this plan will be 16 next birthday, maximum 70 age next birthday. What is a golden age enhancer is for the elderly. For life assured more than 55 years old, they may add a golden age enhancer to boost the account value, the TIV in the plan, so that it can sustain the policy until 100 years old. Okay, because we're talking about SPI 100. So this is only applicable to life assured 55 years old to 70 years old. So for this SPY, sum assured minimum is 12,000, maximum subject to underwriting. Coverage term will be until age 100 years next birthday. Premium payment pay until the policy ends. Okay, so that is SPI 100. So SPI 80 is the same, totally same. The only difference will be the coverage term and the premium term is until age 80 years next birthday. Okay, so now the question here is that you may have other customer from other countries. They ask, hey, I want to buy SPY from you. Can I purchase? What do you think is A or B? Can I get everyone to answer this? Can other nationality purchase SPY? Or this plan is only available for Malaysia? A or B? Or not sure? Tahu ke orang? Hello. Cannot see the slide. Oh, cannot see the slide. Sorry. Let me just reshare again. Can you see the slide now? Still no. I will share. Something is wrong with the connection. Give me a second. Can you see? No. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I think something is wrong with my connection. Give me a while, lah. Um, okay, I will have to uh maybe you all can wait for a while. My iPad is still here, but I will have to log out and log in again. So sorry. Give me a few minutes. Let me just log out and log in again. Mm. Okay, I believe that you all can see right now, right? Okay, because I can see. Okay, so sorry, so sorry about the connection. Okay, so I was here. If let's say an individual is an expat, student or foreigner, they want to buy this SPY, can they do so? A or B? Okay, yes, they can do so. Okay, this plan is available for Malaysian, Singaporean, Brunei, PR in Malaysia, as long as they have the required permit, right? Then they are allowed to submit for underwriting. However, foreign applicants from high-risk country will be declined. For example, maybe Ukraine, North Korea, so on and so forth. So this one would be A. Okay, so let's move on to Golden Age Enhancer. So Golden Age Enhancer is for elderly aged 55 years old and above. So what is the purpose of GAE is to have higher allocation rate, where the allocation rate would enable more funds to be projected into the investment funds with higher returns. So what is the allocation rate for Golden Age Enhancer? If just now you saw my explanation in terms of the ILP, then you should be able to answer this A, B, C, D. So if this to boost up the TIV, what would be the allocation rate? As I mentioned earlier on, okay, usually allocated for investment account be 5% and allocated will be A, B, C, D. Okay, yes, answer would be 95%, 95%, okay? So 95% were allocated for this golden age enhancer. Okay, so SPY also have another benefit. So a lot of benefit from SPY. One of it would be large sum assured discount. So what is large sum assured discount? So if the life assured actually apply for a higher sum assured, for the higher sum assured more than 100,000, there will be discount on the insurance charges. Insurance charges, not premium. I repeat, it's on the insurance charges, but not on the premium itself. Okay, so it will be reflected in the quotation already. So this is just for your information. Okay, so what will be the discounts? 10%, 15%, 20%. Okay, so discount on insurance charges will be applied across male, female, smoker, and non-smoker. For substandard cases, LSAD will only apply to the standard basic insurance charges, where the loaded basic insurance charges will not be discounted. Meaning to say, for those with a health condition, okay, maybe for the underwriter has loaded the insurance charges, so you will only entitled for the basic insurance charges, the loaded amount will not be entitled for this large amount, large sum assured discount. Okay, not on the loaded portion lah. Okay, so for SPY can attach a lot of different types of riders. These are all the riders. So today we will not cover all of the riders. We will only cover SMS, SMSP, okay, 2 and 5. So for more information, you can go to your ePartner to download the write-up for each of the riders or even the other plans, okay, your ePartner. So optional riders, you have your critical illness rider to protect against critical illness. Got waiver riders to waive off any future premium if let's say upon TPD or critical illness. Okay, accidental benefit if you want to enhance the protection, death TPD protection. You can add on this accidental death benefit. So upon accident, got extra sum assured. And disability benefit will be some income rider, stream of income payable. Okay, so these are all the different types of riders that we have for SPY a lot. So you may look at your ePartner for the information. So I will quickly go into the benefit at a glance for SPY. Just a quick summary for SPY 100. It's a policy term up to 100 years old, very flexible, affordable, regular entry premium. You can add on a flexible waiver rider up until age 99 years next birthday. You can see the TIV, projected TIV, up to age 100 years next birthday, even in your quotation itself. Every year, customer can also see the statement. Minimum maximum entry age will be 16 years old and 70 years old. This is SPY 100. So moving on to SPY 80, it's the same. Okay, sorry, I haven't SPY 80. So at SPY 100, just now we mentioned in the beginning in terms of the premium. Okay, so this is just talking about the premium. It's SPY 100 is recommended for customer who wants long-term coverage. They want to cover themselves longer, or maybe their family history, all of the family members, they live beyond certain age, maybe 100 years old. So they want to make sure that they are all covered properly. Then they can choose ANB 100, okay, SPY 100. So like I said, the budget, it depends on your client's budget. At a lower budget, okay, if let's say client go in at a lower premium, later on, maybe at a 70 age next birthday, he would have to step up his premium every 5 years. He will pay a higher premium every 5 years. If he can afford to have a higher budget, higher premium, then the step up portion will be delayed. Can postpone to maybe 76 years old. If can afford higher premium, then the step up portion can be further delayed. And lastly, if let's say can afford a higher premium, higher entry level premium, then can pay the same level premium until age 100 years old with no step up premium. So this is how the SPY 100 looks like for different premium. Okay, so let's look at SPY 80. So it's similar. The only difference that I mentioned earlier on is that the coverage until age 80 years old. So no difference. Okay, so the premium wise, if you see, these are all the SPY 100 premium. So what about SPY 80? So SPY 80, there's only level premium. So same one, fixed premium. So the premium will be policy term until age next birthday, 80 years old. Okay, cover until end of the coverage term. So suitable for who? Suitable for customer who prefer level premium with shorter term of coverage. Okay, 80 years old, because they may not want to cover themselves too long. They said 80 years old is sufficient. Okay, so that is the SPY 80. So what is the premium term for SPY? Follows the coverage term, the policy term. Okay, quickly list down the target market would be those who require comprehensive long-term financial protection plan. Those who are afraid of increasing medical expenses, they can include a medical card to SPY. Or those who have concern about critical illness, they can also include this critical illness rider to SPY. So these are the target market. Basically, everyone, okay, is your target market for SPY. So SPY is actually a comprehensive protection plan for all of us, for you. Okay, so that's why it's named Smart Protect You. Okay, so with that, we have come to the end of SPY. So it's 10:23. Maybe we go for a quick break. Okay, 15 minutes break. Let's see, 10:25. Let's come back at 10:40. 10:40. Can I get everybody to put down 10:40 in the chat box? 10:40, 10:40. Okay, enjoy your break. I will see you guys at 10:40. SMS as well as our SMSP. So SMS, as the name suggests, Medic Shield is to cover your medical expenses, okay? Extensive medical coverage for your healthcare needs. So there are three types of plan, 150, 250, and 400, okay? So what are some of the benefit? You can see from the left side here. We have hospital room and board. There's no limit, no more limit. Last time there is a certain number of limits per year, per policy year. But for this SMS, there's no limit on the number of days. ICU is subject to 200 days limit per policy year. There is also post-hospitalization home nursing care added to our SMS, medical report fee as well as COVID-19 treatment that we'll cover shortly. Okay, let's move on. So this SMS, of course, can be attached to your SPY and SPJ. So similarly, targeted at adults between 23 to 49 years old, this SMS SSP offers you with high overall annual limit up to how much? Up to how much? As you all know, high overall annual limit. Those who are familiar with SMS, your high overall limit 3 million, okay? For 2 plus 2 also 4 million. High overall annual limit, diverse post-hospitalization support and regular increment to hospital room and board. Similarly, for a lot of your whatever limit that you purchase or whatever hospital room and board limit that you purchase, if you purchase 150 ringgit, then throughout the entire policy term, you get 150 ringgit for the room and board. But this SMS, one of the benefit is that there is a regular increment to the RMB amount, okay, every 3 years. So we'll look at it later on. So benefit at a glance is a comprehensive medical benefit with minimal deductible. So what is a deductible? Deductible is a fixed amount that you need to pay before you can claim for the rest of the amount in the hospital. Okay, so deductible amount, what is the deductible amount in Great Eastern? Apa tu deductible amount in Great Eastern, if you can remember? Okay, means your customer will have to pay the first 300 ringgit before they can claim for the rest of the expenses. So why deductible? There is a deductible. So this one, different insurance company, they also have deductible one, because the deductible is actually to minimize the misuse of medical card. Because sometimes some of the hospital, especially in Klang Valley, there's this called Prince Court. Not sure whether you all have seen Prince Court. The room is like a hotel room, very huge, like a hotel room, single bedded. Okay, sometimes some of our customer have in the past there is instances whereby people just check into the hospital room just to do checkup. Okay, so of course deductible is put in place to reduce to minimize this kind of misuse. Okay, so that is deductible. So deductible per any one disability. What do you mean by per any one disability? Okay, so let me, so per disability means, today, today, today. Okay, I am into the hospital due to dengue. Okay, dengue, So dengue, admit have to be admitted in the hospital, very serious. So admitted to hospital, so I will have to pay the first 300. Okay, the remaining whatever expenses incurred for dengue, then will be, I can use my medical card lah. Okay, maybe maybe 30 days later, 30 days later okay, I very suay pokai PK I fell and then I injured my leg. Okay, I injured my leg, my bone crack went for surgery. Okay, admit to surgery for leg. So of course, dengue and leg is a different disability, right? So when I admit to the hospital, I have to pay the first 300 lah. Whatever remaining then is covered by medical card. And then after maybe this is 30 days, maybe after 120 days, 4 months later, wow, dengue again. In my area, a lot of dengue cases, dengue again. So dengue again, I have admitted this year for dengue, paid the first 300. However, when I admit the second time here, I will still need to pay 300. Why? I still need to pay the 300. Oh, how come my iPad so slow? Okay, I still need to pay the 300. Okay, because the dengue here and dengue here, even though it's the same disability, it is 90 days apart. More than 90 days apart lah. Then it's considered as two separate disability. Can you all see my screen now? You see my screen now? Okay, wait, maybe I probably have to wait for a while because I think the connection is a bit bad today. I can only see until... Okay, give me a few seconds. Let the... okay, 90 days apart. You can see 90 days apart here. Okay, then it's considered as two separate disability unless it's less than 90 days. If it's less than 90 days, then it is the same disability, then don't have to pay the 300 ringgit. Okay, this is how per disability works, 90 days apart. Okay, so that is a minimal deductible for any one disability. Okay, again, it's very slow. Let me stop. I'm so sorry because sometimes our Great Eastern Wi-Fi are not very good, not very stable. Okay, you give me a while. You all cannot see it, right? Cannot see the screen, right? Okay, I will reshare again. So sorry. Okay, so you can see it already. Okay, so high overall annual limit with no overall lifetime limit means every year your annual limit will refresh every single year. So there's no lifetime limit. You can claim until the policy ends. Okay, and third one, there is a regular increment to the hospital room and board limit. So what is the regular increment? So every 3 years, there will be an increment. We will come to that shortly. And this SMS actually protects the life assured until 80 and 100 years old. Give me a second. Sorry, give me a few minutes for me to set up the connection. Yeah, give me a So sorry for the inconvenience, guys, because it is very unstable. So we'll have to change the connection just now. So give me a moment. Let me just start sharing again. Okay, I hope the connection is much better. You can see the slide. Okay, still a little bit lag. Okay, never mind, but I think it's better. Okay, so just now mentioned SMS, so sorry. Are you guys okay? If you are okay, can I get some responses? Put okay in the chat box. Then I can move on. You can see the slide, yes. If you can see the slide, put okay in the chat box so that I can move on. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, guys. So sorry for the hold up. So let's move on to this SMS protect up to age 80 or 100 years next birthday as well. And lastly, there is a post-hospitalization support for our clients' full recovery. Okay, so let's look into the schedule of benefit. Okay, so most importantly, when you talk about medical card, we want to know what is covered, what is not covered, right? So what is covered is all in the benefit, schedule of benefit. First of all, deductible amount we already mentioned now. What is it? 300 per disability. Hospital room and board means when we admit the hospital, the patient admit the hospital, they will stay in the room. The room there's different types. They got single bedded, sharing, six bedded, a lot of different types. So depending on the types of room, they charge a different rate. However, with our medical card, we don't have to worry because based on our medical card, we can claim up to the limit here as mentioned over here. If you have SMS 150, then you can claim up to 150 ringgit per room per day lah. No limit on the number of days. So if let's say some agent ask me, can I claim 365 days? Can if let's say you stay 365 days, Can, okay, because there is no limit on the number of days. Okay, as charged. So as charged means what? Whatever that's billed, we will pay as charged according to the room and board limit. Intensive care unit, maximum 200 days, okay, maximum 200 days, also as charged. So there is a lot of different ICU units. So what are considered as, so there is ICU units, got CCU unit, cardiac care unit. Those are called all under the ICU unit as well, okay? Okay, it's also part of it. Or there is also for kids one. Kids also there is an ICU. There is also under, because ICU, when we talk about ICU, is about you need constant monitoring, intensive care by the team. Okay, so it's part under this ICU, maximum 200 days per policy year. Okay. Increase to hospital room and board. However, HDU, high dependency unit, right, is not under ICU, okay, HDU, because HDU is slightly above the normal ward but below the ICU. So HDU is do not require constant daily monitoring. So it's not part of ICU. Okay, so increase to the hospital room and board is 10% of the hospital room and board every 3 policy year. So which means if let's say 150 ringgit, every 3 years, it will increase by 15 ringgit every 3 years until it reaches a point whereby the hospital room and board is up to a cumulative total of 100% limit. Means the maximum that SMS 150 can go is 300 ringgit. Okay, throughout the policy term maximum. Okay, so let's move on to the other benefit. So in the hospital, some of the hospital, everything you go in also chargeable. So what is covered by the medical card? First of all, you have hospital supplies and services. Okay, you go for operation. Okay, the patient go for operation, the operating theater, the doctor surgical fee, the anesthetist fees, whereby you have to go under one. You sleep, that one is anesthetist fee. In hospital physician visit, when admitted into a hospital, the doctor will go to the hospital ward to visit and check the condition of the patient. So this one, SMS also covered 2 visits per day. And what other things that is being covered? Of course, we talk about pre-hospital diagnostic tests. So admission will definitely cover as admission as charged. Okay, as charged. But sometimes before you admit, this one is during, okay? Before, pre-hospital, okay, before hospital, before I admit to hospital, maybe for example, always give the same. So happen now also stomach ache. Okay, so maybe today I get stomach ache, very pain. So I went to the clinic. Okay, I went to the clinic to get to see a doctor. So doctor prescribed me some painkiller, this and that. Okay, then after that, I did give me some medicine give me some medicine, go back and makan dulu. Okay, then 1 week later, still the pain still persists, and then it get worse. Okay, worsen already. Okay, so get worse. So I will have to be admitted to the hospital because I fainted So admit into a hospital, and then the diagnosis is due to appendicitis. Okay, appendicitis. So I admitted due to appendicitis. So whatever that I have gone before that, 90 days, okay, 90 days, I can claim 90 days. Okay, 90 days. Okay, 90 days before admission that is related to my admission, I can claim consultation, the diagnostic test, treatment, prescribed medicine, and second medical opinion. So why second medical opinion? So sometimes, for example, I have this case last time. I had I went and checked a scanning, and then I realized there's a cyst, very big, 7 cm, very big cyst. So I went, so the doctor suggested me to remove the cyst because it's already 7 cm and they suspected it's blood cyst. So then I went, okay, I thought about it, then I was thinking, okay lah, 7 cm, just do it lah, because I can claim from the medical card. So I went, and before I went, I signed the paper. They do a disclaimer what they are going to do during the surgery. Then there's a disclaimer form that I need to sign one. They actually mentioned something about if let's say in the surgery, during the surgery, if they found out that it is cancerous, they will have to remove the entire uterus for me. So I will have to sign the disclaimer form. So at that instance, I was very worried, concerned. The whole uterus, I was very young only, 20 plus. I was very young. I went there, then I need to sign this. Of course, I got scared. Then I said, okay, I want to delay this surgery. I went for second medical opinion. Okay, second medical opinion. So second medical opinion, I went to Prince Court, and then same thing lah. They say you need to go for surgery, and they said that it's the normal disclaimer form you have to sign that . So then I decided, okay lah, since I get some opinion from my family as well, then decided to go for the surgery. So this is what we call second medical opinion. I went to another hospital. However, the second medical opinion only covers the consultation, not the medicine that's prescribed by the second medical practitioner . So second medical opinion. So it's within 90 days before hospitalization is covered here . I'm talking about here . So after the surgery, then of course you have to go back for follow-up, right? Follow-up treatment. Okay, it's called post-hospitalization. Post-hospitalization is after the hospital discharge, which means after you stay already, you discharge, we calculate from the discharge date until 90 days after the hospital discharge, whatever treatment you did during this period, you can claim. Okay, so that is post-hospitalization treatment. Organ transplant. Okay, so what is organ transplant? So some of the illnesses like kidney, okay, maybe liver malfunction, they require to do organ transplant. Then they can claim under SMS. So this organ transplant only have five big major organ. Some people they ask, I cannot. It's not covered under SMS. Organ transplant cover the major one like liver, kidney, lungs, heart. Liver, kidney, lungs, heart. And one more will be bone marrow. Okay, 5 organ transplant. Okay, and fourthly will be ambulance fee. So ambulance fee, if let's say the person if let's say I fainted from a house, I have to be transported to the hospital through an ambulance, then of course it's chargeable, kan? So it is also claimable under SMS. Day surgery, okay, day surgery is also under. So day surgery, some of the, if you can check from ePartner, your write-up, so everything is all in ePartner. If you have any queries, you want to know about the terms and conditions, could always go to ePartner policy contract, download it and read through. So day surgery is whereby the surgery, you don't have to admit the hospital and stay overnight one. So some day surgery is very simple procedure. Maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, outing already, then can discharge from the house. Then from the hospital. Then that is called day surgery. Usually day surgery is less than 8 hours one. Okay, in the hospital, less than 8 hours. So depends on what kind of surgery. Like for example, biopsy maybe 1 hour gautim already. So some people they probably have some lumps around, then they want to go and check. Then they will ask the patient to go for a biopsy check. Biopsy is like remove the cell from the body lah. Then they will go and check whether it's cancerous, malignant or whatnot. Okay, so it's part of day surgery as well. So you don't have to admit to a hospital. Okay, so whatever considered under the day surgery is actually in your policy contract. Of course, it's not exhaustive lah. Means non-exhaustive means it could actually cover more than that as long as it actually fulfill the terms and conditions of a day surgery. Okay, so then we have post-hospitalization home nursing care. This is new. So usually after hospital already, we don't we can only claim for follow-up treatment, all right? So there is also one benefit for SMS is post-hospitalization home nursing care within 200 days of discharge. So some of the illnesses of surgery, even after you discharge, you require a registered nurse to care for the patient. That is what we call post-hospitalization home nursing care. Within 200 of discharge, can claim up to 8,000 per disability and 200 days per lifetime. For example, maybe this person has actually gone through, maybe cancer, has gone through colonoscopy, has gone through the colon surgery, have to remove part of the colon. So after discharge already, also have some complication, required registered nurse, right? Then advised by the doctor, practitioner, medical practitioner would have to advise the patient that they require this post-hospitalization home nursing care, then they can claim under this SMS. Let's look at the terms and condition. What does it mean by post-hospitalization home nursing care? In insurance context, you will always see reasonable and customary charges, means the general level of charges for each treatment. In Malaysia, different treatment, they have a price range one. If let's say charge above the price range, you can only claim within the reasonable and customary charges. Okay, so reimbursement of reasonable and customary charges, it has to be medically necessary, means the doctor advised, okay, the doctor referred to say that you need this post-hospitalization home nursing care. It must be done by a registered nurse for treatment, including wound changes, maybe after very severe car accident, the leg surgery, put in the prosthetic, internal prosthetic, then you have to go back, follow up, then require nursing care. Okay, wound, respiratory, diabetic care, colostomy care, tube feeding, okay, injection and other medication administration to the life assured in a home. Okay, must be confined in a home, and it has to be between 200 days immediately following the discharge. And some people, they say, so I 1 day discharge already, I can go for this post-hospitalization home nursing care. Cannot. It must be a minimum of 3 consecutive days of hospitalization. Means I have to admit in the hospital for at least 3 days and above. Then only claim for this post-hospitalization home nursing care. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 T&C to fulfill before I can claim for post-hospitalization home nursing care. Okay, you can read through for a short while. Okay, like tube feeding, I have a friend, the father had throat cancer, then cannot eat, too severe already, cannot eat. Then they required to do tube feeding, means they put the liquid into the tube so that it can sustain the nutrition of the patient. Okay, so there is the post-hospitalization home nursing care, 8,000 per disability. Then we have some, these are all, just now we mentioned, are all applicable to SMS 150, 250, and 400. So some benefit is only applicable to our SMS 400. So now we will talk about what is applicable to SMS 400 only. Okay, so we have post-hospitalization chiropractor, speech therapists, and occupational therapists. Usually all these would not be covered by a medical card. However, with SMS 400, we will cover some of the post-hospitalization treatment. For example, chiropractor, speech therapy, occupational. Chiropractor is like the last time people always suggest to go physiotherapy. If let's say accident, car accident, okay, maybe because of the leg cannot really move properly, then they will suggest to go a physiotherapy. Okay, nowadays there is this chiropractor, also called, some of the doctor, they will suggest to go for chiropractor to align the backbone, also maybe due to car accident, okay, affected the mobility of the person or even the backbone, then they will suggest to go post-hospitalization chiropractor. Speech therapists, okay, also maybe due to certain accident, then affected the ability to speak. Okay, affected ability to speak require a therapist to help the patient to speak properly, pronounce properly, to use certain words, then have to go to speech therapist, or occupational therapist. Occupational therapists, the person lose the ability, the daily living activities, they are unable to carry out certain daily living activities, could be physically or physiological, psychologically. Okay, so maybe because of accident, the person lose the ability to maybe move from one place to another place, require assistance from another person. So you can go to occupational therapist, they will help you, okay, they will teach you again to regain this the activity. Remember, you all know the insurance context, there's this daily living activities one, like makan, change clothes, go to the toilet, move from one place to another place, okay, that 5. So if let's say any of this you require occupational therapist, you can claim under this benefit lah. Okay, so occupational therapy, sometimes they also have maybe for psychologically wise, they are unable to carry out those daily activity, maybe traumatized. Okay, after accident, they get traumatized. They are unable to do a certain things themselves. They also can go for occupational therapists. Okay, so can claim within 200 days after discharge, and up to 300 per visit, 300 ringgit per visit, and 10 follow-up visit per disability. Okay, in total 3,000 per disability lah. Okay, what else? Post-hospitalization traditional TCM practitioner. So TCM in Malaysia is not very well versed yet, as in not very well accepted as a registered medicine treatment. Okay, unlike like Singapore, Singapore is registered one. You go to Singapore, like medical card, usually they can cover TCM. However, Malaysia not yet. So, but for SMS, we cover post-hospitalization TCM practitioner. Registered, it must be registered TCM within 200 days after discharge, and you can claim up to 300 per visit and 10 follow-up visit per disability. And also medical appliances, these are also not covered by the normal medical card, like pacemaker, implantable cardio defibrillator. Pacemaker is like the pacemaker is to regulate the heartbeat, regulate the heartbeat. The prosthetic devices such as hearing aid or artificial limbs, okay, maybe diabetes amputee, they need to, they can, after amputated the leg, then they want to have the artificial limb, or even accident, okay, lose the limbs, want to install these prosthetic devices, all this by right is on your own expenses, but SMS 400 can help you to cover this cost, okay, as per written here, as charged for pacemaker and implantable cardio defibrillator, and 20,000 per disability for the prosthetic devices. So we will look into the T and C for 17 and 18. Okay, 17 and 18. Chiropractor, speech therapist, or occupation therapist, it has to be reasonable and customary charges within 200 days immediate after the discharge. It has to be medically necessary, okay, and must be done by a specialist or physician. Okay, that is for this benefit. Then we look into post-hospitalization traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. So TCM must be also, again, reasonable and customary charges. Medically necessary means the referred by the doctor. Doctor say, okay, you can go for TCM. It has to be registered TCM medicine practitioner, okay, within 200 days immediately following discharge from hospital. So some agent will ask me, what is TCM? How do I know registered or not registered? So TCM usually in Malaysia, like I say, not so it's not like registered as a cannot work in hospital yet. So registered traditional, if you go to the clinic or you go to the center, right, usually they will have the certification as a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. And they also have this organization whereby they are they are considered registered with the TCM organization in Malaysia one. Okay, so you will see the certification in the center itself. So if let's say you say, they say agent say, hey, I actually know this 中医 in the center, you know the go and buy the Chinese herbal medicine, right? Those shop 50 years, 60 years they are there. Then the TCM say, oh, I learned it from my dad one. That one not registered, that one not considered, it must be registered. Okay, they will have some registration with certain organization. Okay, then only can consider as registered traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. So TCM means a registered medical practitioner qualified and licensed to practice Chinese medicine, render acupuncture treatment, rendering his service, practicing within the scope of licensing and training, but excluding. So sometimes some of the patients, they are TCM themselves. Then they want to treat themselves. Under SMS TNC, we exclude traditional Chinese medicine practitioner who is the life assured himself or you yourself. Okay, so means you can, if let's say you're the life assured, you want to practice this TCM on yourself, you cannot claim under SMS. Okay, cannot. Okay, it has to be external TCM practitioner. So in Klang Valley, usually the more common one is like Dongxing Hospital. I think Thomson and Sunway also, they have a unit. Okay, they have a TCM unit there as well. Okay, other than that, you need to look at the register. For other states, I'm not too sure, but you need to ensure that it's registered TCM before you can claim under this post-hospitalization TCM. Okay, so there is the entitlement for SMS 400, the benefit, other extra benefit for SMS 400. Let's move on. Just now we have mentioned inpatient. Inpatient means admit to a hospital, all the benefits related to inpatient. Now we talk about outpatient. Outpatient means you don't have to admit to a hospital, but you do a certain treatment. We call it outpatient. Same day, you discharge after the treatment. It's called outpatient. Now, usually cancer treatment like chemotherapy, radiotherapy, you don't have to admit to the hospital unless there is complication. Unless the person is very old, the doctor suggests to admit to the hospital. If not, usually cancer treatment can be done outpatient, including consultation, exam tests, and prescribed take-home drugs as charged. Outpatient kidney dialysis treatment as well, also outpatient, go there and then do the dialysis, then go home, including consultation, examination, tests, and prescribed take-home drugs. Okay, and get outpatient treatment for dengue fever and Zika virus. So some dengue patient, they don't have to admit to the hospital. They probably go there to do the drip, okay, the saline, then they can go home because of dehydration. So they can do outpatient. Okay, it's also as charged. Emergency accidental outpatient treatment. Okay, so this is bang a car emergency, go into an emergency unit and did outpatient treatment. Maybe get some scratches or whatnot, do some wound. So it has to be subject to a maximum 30 days from the date of accident. Okay, so outpatient imaging, MRI PET scan. Okay, so outpatient imaging MRI is like probably the person maybe fell and knocked the head, concussion. The doctor suggested to go for MRI scan. Is there any concussion, any bleeding? Or PET scan. PET scan is usually done by cancer patient after treatment. The doctor will suggest to go for a PET scan, okay, to see whether the cancer cell is controlled or it has spread. Okay, they call it PET scan. So this one is usually imaging. They don't ask you to admit the hospital. They ask you, okay, you go for outpatient imaging, we'll do lah. So we will cover the outpatient imaging under SMS, but at the same time, whatever required after 30 days from the MRI scan or PET scan. For example, after MRI scan, the doctors say, oh, you have some I will need to prescribe certain medicine for you. You need to go back and eat. Make sure that it doesn't affect you. Then those are covered. Okay, as long as it's within 30 days from the date of MRI or PET scan. Okay, medicine treatment during the 30 days from the date of MRI or PET scan. Up to 5,000 per policy year only. Okay. So that will be outpatient treatment. Okay, so outpatient treatment usually is pay and claim. However, for cancer treatment right now, you all have this guarantee letter that you can apply for. If you can go to your e-circular, can have a look at the e-circular. Right now it has extended to 1 month. 1 month means after you get the guarantee letter, because cancer treatment is quite frequent. Can be 1 month twice or every week once. So if let's say every time you go cancer treatment, you have to get the guarantee letter, it's very cumbersome, very troublesome. So now we have enhanced it to 1 month. Okay, so 1 month, the guarantee letter will last for 1 month. So within that 1 month, you go for the cancer treatment, then you don't have to re-register, subscribe for the guaranteed letter lah. Okay. So far, any question? If no question, can I get everybody put 1 in the chat box? Two means got question. Okay, so there is no question. I move on for this outpatient treatment. Okay, outpatient treatment, there is no deductible applicable. No deductible. Deductible only applicable to inpatient treatment, which means you admit in the hospital. Okay, so let's look at outpatient cancer treatment. We covered, as mentioned, consultation, the test, because when cancer patient, when they do the treatment, they will have to go for some blood tests. Okay, some blood tests to make sure that all the blood cell are okay. Then only they can go for the maybe chemotherapy. So those are also covered. Okay, examination tests and prescribed take-home drugs. So some of the drugs, cancer drugs, they are after you go for the chemotherapy already, they may prescribe you some take-home drugs, or even some of the chemotherapy drugs is a pill form. I have this colleague last time, she take this chemotherapy in a pill form, so she will go back and take the pill take-home drugs covered. And some agent they will ask me this what is considered as the outpatient cancer treatment, because there are a lot of different types of cancer treatment, right? So as long as this treatment is licensed and approved by Ministry of Health, then it is considered as a registered treatment. Some of the treatment, they probably is like in a clinical trial. We have this research department whereby we probably use certain medical or clinical treatment from overseas, but this treatment is not yet approved by Ministry of Health. Then that's not covered, because sometimes some of the patient they may have undergone a lot of different types of approved treatment, but still not useful for them. They still not recovered. Then they may suggest some of the newer medical treatment from overseas, okay, to do some clinical, like a clinical trial like that okay. So I have this friend, she has done this last time. There is a medicine for cancer patient. She has done everything every sort of treatment, but still the cancer cell is still there So the doctor suggested, okay, now got new drugs. This new drugs is from I don't know which country I think it's US. So but this is clinical trial. She has to pay herself one time she do the treatment, you need 2 bottle, one small bottle. Okay, one bottle costs 15,000. 2 bottle means 30,000 one time. She needs to do, I think, I can't remember, 5 to 6 times. So means is a lot of money. So that is not approved by MOH yet. Okay, so I have to pay by themselves. So which is approved by MOH? Then these are all the treatment right now at the moment approved by MOH. You will see immunotherapy, targeted therapy, stem cell transplant, radiotherapy, cryoablation. Okay, so these are all the treatment, okay, covered under SMS. Okay, just have a look. So don't worry. So next time, if let's say there's added cancer treatment that's approved, then it will be covered. Okay, so that is the cancer treatment. We will move on to daily cash allowance at Malaysian government hospital. So if let's say admit into a hospital, the patient can claim a daily cash allowances of 50 ringgit per day up to a maximum of 120 days. Okay, intraocular lens, okay, maximum 8,000 per lifetime. Okay, so this is for cataract lah. So recently, I just give a call to the hospital just to ask how much is the lenses. Okay, how much is all the lenses? Well, expensive. I think yesterday I just called at least minimum 4,000 plus per eye. That one is only mono lens. So if let's say a focal lens or is like more 10K and above, expensive. So you must make sure take care of the eyes also. So intraocular lens maximum 8,000 per lifetime. Medical report, okay, medical report, when we want to get the medical report, they will charge us. So for SMS can cover as charge up to 200 ringgit per admission for inpatient. Okay, for inpatient or per disability for outpatient treatment. Also can, okay, inpatient and outpatient treatment, a maximum of 200 ringgit per admission. Okay, so that's all for the schedule of benefits. So let's look at the limit for each of the medical card. So we have overall annual limit of 1 million to up to 2 million. 150 is 1 million, 250 is 1.65 million, and 400 will be 2 million. At the moment, we also have plus 2 million, right? Okay, plus 2 million for the extender. Overall lifetime limit for item 2 to 27, no limit, no limit. So lifetime limit is no limit. Unlimited means every year the annual limit will be refreshed. Accidental death benefit complementary to our policyholder. 10,000 for 150, 250 is 15,000, 400 is 20,000. You have Supreme Assist. Supreme Assist, you can check on the contract agreement. There are a lot of benefit. Some of the benefit include if let's say you're in overseas, require medical assistance, right? They have a hotline that you can call to the Supreme Assist. They will help you to arrange for you to admit to a hospital and so on and so forth. Or maybe the person is in overseas, need to come back, okay, repatriate, come back to Malaysia. They will also do arrangement from there. Okay, they will also cover. Or maybe evacuate from one hospital to another hospital, also cover under Supreme Assist. So you can go to the Supreme Assist post contract benefit there and look at the benefit provision. Car assistance program is like complimentary. Like if let's say the car got need to be towed, right? Got maybe in the roadside stop due to certain issue. You can call the car assistance program. They will arrange the tow for you. Okay, you can also look at the benefit in car assistance program agreement. You try to say second opinion covered, second doctor. You are talking about the second as in this one. Which one? The previous one, is it? This one, pre-hospitalization. Second medical opinion is the second doctor opinion consultation. Yes, only consultation, no medication. Consultation. Or second doctor, only one Second opinion, you go to one, you don't, because some patient they go multiple, right? Okay, second opinion, usually one Okay, let me go back to the previous, the same page. Okay, so that is the car assistant and Supreme Assist. Okay, so then we have TNC residence overseas clause. So what is residence overseas clause? So for this SMS, if let's say client life assured wants to do treatment outside of Malaysia, Outside of Malaysia, when you have SMS, right, you can still claim when you come back to Malaysia, but you claim up to the reasonable and customary charges. Okay. However, there is a residence overseas clause for that, is that if let's say the life assured is already outside of Malaysia for more than 90 days, then you cannot claim under SMS. Okay, more than 90 days consecutively based in another country, we don't allow you to claim the medical card. Okay, because of this residence overseas rule. However, excluding Singapore and Brunei, because a lot of Malaysian they work in Singapore or Brunei, definitely they will stay in Singapore or Brunei for more than 90 days. So only for Singapore and Brunei, you can still claim. Other than that, if let's say you stay more than 90 days, like for example, you go Australia, you in Australia for 90 days already, then you go for treatment there, then come back, you want to claim SMS, cannot. Because you are already in Australia for more than 90 days. Okay, so there is a residence overseas clause. So in other words, overseas treatment in Singapore and Brunei are not subject to 90 consecutive days condition. Only Singapore and Brunei not subject to this condition. Other than that is subject to this condition. Yeah. Okay, so for insurance medical card, there is a medical plan exclusion. One of the exclusion clause is that we exclude private nursing, rescue, sanitary care, illegal drugs, intoxication, so on and so forth, and any communicable disease required quarantine by law. Okay, required quarantine by law. Okay, so this one last time was any communicable disease required quarantine by law, we will exclude, means we don't cover. However, due to COVID-19, because of this incident, we have revised the exclusion clause. Okay, same thing, we exclude any communicable disease which required quarantine by law, except for COVID-19 for life assured who is fully vaccinated and ineligible unvaccinated. So meaning to say we will cover COVID-19, okay, but the rest of communicable disease required quarantine by law, we don't cover, only COVID-19. And the life assured must be fully vaccinated or ineligible unvaccinated. So what is the meaning of these two? Vaccinated means that the person, the life assured, must receive the required COVID-19 vaccine or booster dose where applicable, determined by MOH. So don't ask me, some agent ask me, this Pfizer 2 times 3 times booster or the Johnson & Johnson 2 times booster, 1 time booster, can or not? You will have to go MOH there. There is a list because there are different types of vaccination. Different vaccination, the fulfillment, the requirement for fully vaccinated is different. Some they require 1 booster dose, some require 2 booster dosage. Okay, so you will need to go to MOH to make sure that you are considered as fully vaccinated. However, you can also look at your MySejahtera app. Usually your MySejahtera app has already put there, okay, whether you are fully vaccinated or you are partial vaccinated or not vaccinated, right? Okay, so that is fully vaccinated definition. What is ineligible unvaccination? So unvaccinated, some of the life assured, they are not allowed to go for vaccination due to medical reason or due to outside the parameter for vaccination. Means they're probably too young, maybe cannot take the vaccine yet. Or some of the patient, I have this friend, she has medical issue she has a lot of medical complication issue. So the doctor don't allow her to take this her condition don't allow her to take vaccine. So the doctor will write a letter okay, to say that she is ineligible for the vaccine. So as long as you have this letter from the doctor, okay, then you are considered as ineligible unvaccinated. So if today contracted COVID-19, admit to the hospital, you are still covered. Okay, that is what we call ineligible unvaccinated. Okay, so a lot of question coming from the ground is that, what if COVID-19, because it's very common, what if COVID-19 get category 1 and 2? Can I claim or not? So the answer is generally no, you can't claim. Category 1 or 2, what is 1 and 2? 1 is no symptom. Means everything okay one, you don't even know you have COVID-19 until you go and test. Category 1 asymptomatic, does not require active treatment, but you just quarantine at home. Category 2 is symptomatic. You have flu, you have sore throat, then you go and test, and then you then only know that contracted COVID-19, but not serious, no pneumonia. So you don't have to you don't have to admit to the hospital to get treatment. Okay, just quarantine at home will do, and then until you recover. They are not deemed medically necessary for Cat 1 and Cat 2. Hence, you are not covered under SMS for category 1 or 2 COVID-19 patient. So usually COVID-19 is category 3 and above, then you can claim already. 1 or 2. However, if let's say COVID 1 or 2, okay, there is evidence that you require treatment that is medically necessary and active treatment is required for the patient during the hospitalization, then you can claim. However, based on MOH, we also based on the MOH, everything government say. So if let's say usually Cat 1, Cat 2 is not medically necessary, then usually not covered. The doctor also, they're not simply let you admit to a hospital just because you tell doctor, very sensitive, I need to have treatment or no. So it must be medically necessary. Okay. So Cat 1, Cat 2, just remember, usually cannot cover one, only Cat 3 and above. Okay, so can I claim a life assured claim for the hospitalization treatment while overseas and due to COVID? Answer is yes. Okay, can claim. First of all, subject to the reasonable and customary charges in Malaysia, and you also need to subject to the overseas residence clause, which means you cannot stay or travel in overseas more than 90 days apart from Singapore and Brunei. So maybe you can help me with this answer. If the life assured is admitted into the hospital overseas, can he or she claim? Yes or no? If admitted to a hospital overseas, can she still claim for the SMS? Okay, so yes, answer is can. You can claim. Okay, it's pay and claim basis, reimbursement basis. So you need to make sure, okay, the person make sure get all of the official receipt from the hospital overseas. Don't go and take the basic receipt. Basic receipt cannot help you. Must be the official complete receipt. Okay, the report, everything take back lah. Okay, then you can pay and claim. So can claim on the basis of reimbursement subject to reasonable and customary charges for equivalent local treatment in Malaysia. So I'll give you an example. If let's say maybe cancer treatment, the person choose to do in Singapore. So Singapore, maybe the chemotherapy charges 100,000 Sing dollar. Okay, 100,000 Sing dollar. So come back after conversion is 300. Okay, round down 300,000 round down. Okay, 300,000. Now it's more so 300,000, but in Malaysia the chemotherapy equivalent treatment is only 100,000. The customer can only claim a maximum of 100,000 ringgit Malaysia. Cannot claim more than that. Okay, because Malaysia equivalent treatment is only at that price. So that is what we call reasonable and customary charges. So again, admission to the hospital, you also need to fulfill the the residence overseas clause cannot be cannot exceed 90 days apart from Singapore and Brunei. Have to pay the medical bill first and then seek reimbursement later. So can life assured claim the fees for consultation, examination, tests, and take-home drugs for outpatient treatment, cancer treatment, and kidney dialysis treatment? Yes or no, guys? This one, I think we repeated a few times. And life assured claim the fees for consultation, examination, and take-home drugs for the cancer treatment and kidney dialysis treatment. Okay, yes, the answer is yes. So the answer is yes, we have already mentioned that. So let's move on to SMSP. So we are done with SMS. Okay, any question for SMS? If you have question, feel free to put down your answer in the chat box. I will pick it up along the way lah. So SMSP, very quickly, SMSP is very simple. 5 benefits for client. If let's say they want to have SMSP, they must first have SMS. Then only they can attach SMSP. What are the 5 benefits? First of all, waive the deductible of SMS. There is a daily guardian benefit. Okay. We have extended 90 days of the post-hospitalization. Okay. Extended to how much? 200 days. 200 days. Higher daily cash allowances. Previously is 50 ringgit. We will give extra plus an amount. And there's also additional protection, and additional means extra on top of what you get from SMS. So let's look into this. Waiver of deductible, waive off, post-hospitalization 90 days to 200 days. Daily guardian benefit is 150 days. What is daily guardian benefit? The patient may require some guardian to take care of him or her while he's in the hospital. So this guardian, he will admit the hospital together with the patient. So he will bill by the hospital. So this daily guardian benefit, you cannot claim if let's say you stay near the hospital or you eat near the hospital. Okay, cannot. It must be in the hospital itself, billed by the hospital. Okay. So that is daily guardian benefit, 150 ringgit per day, maximum 180 days per policy year. Daily cash allowance at Malaysian government hospital, previously is 50 ringgit, right? So now you have extra 150 ringgit. So means a total of 200 ringgit. Accidental death benefit, an extra of 20,000 on top of whatever that you get from SMS. Yes, reimbursement basis, correct. Okay, so 150 is not is as charged up to it's not I give you 150. So if let's say you don't the bill is less than 150, you don't get 150 only the as charge, the amount incurred for your lodging and also the food. Okay, so for SMS and SMSP underwriting requirement, minimum maximum age, prenatal can already purchase unborn child. 13-week gestational until 36 weeks gestational. Postnatal will be 14 days until 70 age next birthday. So there is 2 types, 80 years old and 100 age next birthday. Non-medical limit means don't have to go for medical examination if let's say don't have any health issue, no health declaration, all very clean one, then no need to go for medical examination. But company reserve the right to call for exam. For life assured who is elderly 61 to 70 years old, definitely have to go for medical checkup. No backdating allowed. Okay, so that's all for SMSP. So any question before I move on to the last part, which is the exclusion part before we call it a day. Okay, no question, you can put no in the chat box. Okay, so silence means no lah. I'll proceed. Okay, I'll proceed to the exclusion for SMS, SMSP. So I think SMS, SMSP, you also know some of the exclusion that usually you will tell your client. So first of all, this one is no stranger to everybody. Pre-existing illnesses, definitely we don't cover. Anything during the waiting period, specified illnesses or illnesses during the waiting period, we also don't cover. We don't cover. So what is pre-existing illness? So pre-existing illness, which means the life assured must already know that he has this illness beforehand, before he submit this application. Like for example, the life assured already receiving treatment. If let's say already receiving treatment, then it's considered as pre-existing illness. Okay. Medical advice diagnosis has been recommended. So you already seen the doctor already asked you to go for certain treatment or maybe certain care, but you haven't started yet. You haven't started the treatment. It's also already considered as pre-existing illness. Clear and distinct symptom already evident. Okay, means the person already knows certain symptom. For example, already maybe cancer patient, some of the cancer patient tumor, already have tumor. Here a lot of lumps, maybe body a lot of lumps, or breast cancer. Breast cancer very easy. Breast cancer, you know, okay, there is lumps, cysts in the breast, or already have discharge. Very apparent and clear evidence is also considered as pre-existing illnesses. So sometimes maybe the person has cysts. Okay, maybe eye cysts only. Okay, eye cysts. We already went for treatment now. We already went for removal, the surgery already. So I declare in the form lah. I say I had eye cysts 10 years ago. Went for surgery, recovered, no further treatment required. Okay, so even though that is called pre-existing illness, however, once you declare already, then the underwriter they take note of this one. They include this. They say, okay, it's just a cyst, no, nothing serious. Then that is not considered pre-existing illness anymore, because the underwriter has already accepted this problem, this condition. Okay, then that will be whatever happened next time, maybe another cyst again, still cover lah, because it's not considered pre-existing illness accepted by the insurance company. So waiting period, we have 30 days and 120 days. 30 days, whatever illness not mentioned here. Then 120 days is specified illnesses such as hypertension, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, your heart disease, all tumors, cancer, cysts, nodules, polyps, stones of the urinary system, biliary system, near ear, nose, sinus, throat condition, hernias, hemorrhoids, fistulae, okay, the 痔瘡 all. Disease of reproduction system, okay, something to do with prostate, the uterus, endometriosis is one of them. Vertebral spinal disorder, slip disc, knee condition, anything within 120 days we do not cover. However, there is one conditional waiver of waiting period for our clients or customer who wants to do upgrade or conversion of the plan. Okay, so it means you have your customer already have a medical card. Can be a rider, can be the standalone plan, but wish to convert or upgrade the plan, okay, to another plan. Maybe got newer plan, SMS, want to buy SMS. Maybe last time is other plan, other rider. They want to upgrade to SMS. So, or convert, okay. So in this case, if let's say your client will have existing plan, wants to convert, if during the waiting period of the new plan, something happened to the customer, the limit will fall back, the claim will fall back to the old limit and terms and condition. Okay, old limit and terms and condition. Then we will assess the claim, okay. So if an illness or specified illness occur from the risk effector of the newly converted, so during the new waiting period, something happened, we fall back to the old medical plan's amount and limit. Okay, amount and limit. Fall back to the old one first. Okay, then after the new waiting period finish already, then from there on, you can claim from the new plan. However, the previous condition that you claim, it depends on investigation purpose. Okay. So a fresh 120, if let's say some of the client, they hold this medical plan less than 120 days, then they upgrade to another new plan. The old plan waiting period hasn't fulfilled yet, not completed yet. Then in this case, this conditional waiver of waiting period will not be applicable to them because the previous old plan also haven't finished the waiting period. Okay, so for this conditional waiver of waiting, this upgrade and conversion is very, very important for you to advise your client to disclose any health information that they have encountered, any health information or changes, because the company still reserve the rights to do investigation upon your claim. Every insurance company, they have the rights to investigate before they allow claims. So make sure to minimize any dispute or claims eligibility. You as an agent, we as a field force, we must extract as much information as possible from the policyholder so that we can advise them properly when they do conversion or they do upgrade or replacement of medical plan, because we don't want them suddenly when they upgrade to the new plan, their old plan terminated already, they cannot fall back anymore next time if let's say they find out there's any non-disclosure or any misrepresentation in this health disclosure. Okay, so very important. Okay, so some of the exclusion, what other exclusion like plastic surgery, for beauty, for plastic surgery, okay, eye examination, all not covered lah. Okay, dental condition, for dental, maybe go for braces, all this not covered. However, if let's say today due to injury in an accident, required the dentist to perform some treatment, right, due to injury, then is covered. Okay. Private nursing is not covered. Private means you hire on your own will. Okay, you need someone to take care of you or take care of the old parents. It's not covered. Rescues or sanitary care is also not covered. For example, recuperation. Okay, you go for this rescue sanitary care. It's not covered. Illegal drugs, intoxication, HIV, any communicable disease which require quarantine by law is also not covered, except for COVID-19, which we mentioned earlier on. Any congenital condition means condition since birth. Okay, since birth are not covered. For example, hole in the heart, so and so forth. Since birth. Pregnancy not covered definitely. Childbirth we also don't cover. Miscarriage, abortion not covered. Hospitalization due to investigatory purpose means you go into the hospital. Admit the hospital only go for checkup. Okay, no problem one. No, it's not medically necessary. You admit the hospital is not covered as well. Suicide, whether it's intentional or attempted suicide, whether it's sane or insane, is not covered. War, okay, if let's say today war, due to war, terrorist activities and then get injured, is not covered as well. Direct participation in strike riots and civil commotion, which means you go and for example, be sensitive, you go per se strikes riots and then because of you participate in the riot and you get injured, it's not covered. Ionizing radiation, anything due to radiation, okay, is not covered. Injury or illnesses due to radiation not covered under medical card. Expenses for donation of any body organs. So if let's say you are a donor, you donate your organs, all these expenses is not covered under SMS. For the donee, the one receiving the organs, right? Any cost of acquisition means you acquire the organs is also not is also not covered. The only thing that is covered is the surgery for you to transplant the organ into the body. Okay, so investigation and treatment for sleep snoring disorder is not covered. Okay, for this one, care or treatment arising out of duties of appointment or profession. For example, policemen, they are prone to illnesses, okay, not illnesses, sorry, injury. But because they are police, out of duty, they have this workman's compensation insurance contract to cover them if let's say they get injured during when they are carrying out their duties. They have other insurance contracts. So SMS don't cover those due to employment or profession. Okay, psychotic mental nervous disorder not covered. Any non-medical nature is not covered. For example, television, telephone. Okay, I have this, last time my agent told me, the very funny one, the mother admitted in a hospital. Mother admitted in a hospital, and that time I think don't have phone. So keep asking the nurse to call the doctor. So call until incurred few $100s in the telephone bill. Okay, then the doctor say, hey, how come like that? Because I didn't know that it's chargeable. But however, telephone also they charge. Non-medical nature is not covered under a medical card. Any hazardous sports, okay, for example, underwater skydiving, water skiing, diving, all these are not covered. Some people they ask, hey, how about hiking? Hiking covered? Because a lot of people go for hiking gun. Then whether it's hiking covered, hiking, it depends. If let's say there is an established route, for example, like Bukit Kiara, they have established route, it's like a normal park like that. Okay, then it is okay. If it's not, don't have established route one, like for example, in Klang Valley, not sure about other states, like Broga Hill, don't they have established route one? You sometimes have to climb the rock one, that one is considered as hazardous, it's not covered. As long as, or also maybe when you go into the hiking trail, right, they have this amaran. Amaran is at your own, you hike at your own risk. That one is considered not covered already because they already give you warning. So that is also not covered. Okay, so that is then we have private flying, means private jet, or even when you go and fly yourself, maybe you take class, and then you fly the small plane, it's also not covered. Sex change not covered. Outpatient treatment not related to inpatient is not covered as well. Not medically necessary, not covered. And lastly, okay, intoxication, for example, due to alcohol, medication can be legal or not legal. For example, you take the flu medicine and it's drowsy one, and you go and drive car, right? And you knock into a car and get injury, also not covered because of you know that it will cause intoxication, impairment of your physical and mental condition, then it's not covered. Okay, so with that, I have come to the end of the session. Any question, guys? Okay, if no question, I think just a very small part for all of you will be to do the evaluation form. So I believe that you all know how to do the learning activity evaluation form. So for those you do not know, I will spend 1 minute to go through this with you. You need to go to your great knowledge. Okay, great knowledge, Great knowledge is where you get your training information. Okay, you can capture a picture. You don't have to do it now. You can do it at your convenience by today, okay, to get your CPD. Okay, first of all, go to great knowledge. You go to step 1. Okay, you at this top corner when you log in, you will see this top corner, this top self. Okay, so first of all, go to self. Okay, when you click on self, you will see a drop-down list. Click on the quick link. They will give you another drop-down list. Go to learning evaluation, activity evaluation form, this one. Okay, learning activity evaluation form. Click on this, then they will direct you to trainers evaluation. You will see either trainers evaluation or you can see 2023 SPY SMS product workshop. Just click the start button, complete the evaluation and submit. Okay, then that's all. Okay, any question? Okay, if no question, I need you all to sign out for the last time. Okay, sign out for the last time. I'm going to send the link again to you. Please sign out for the last time. So if no question, you can sign out. Once you have signed out, please do not leave first because I will take the last photo for everybody. Okay, once you sign out, you put 1 in the chat box and then we will take the last photo. Last photo. Okay, so meanwhile, please turn on the webcam. So I have a few friends. Just now your webcam from the first time, second time, I do not see your face. So this time, please make sure you turn on your webcam. If not, then you will not get your CPD hours. Okay, so I will have all of you to turn on first before we continue. Okay, if not, then your friend cannot leave the chat box. We will wait for you. Okay, Shanti, Bun Huat, Hu Hao. Su Yin, Ping Chai, Siu Ping, Chao Ping, Grace, Ching. Okay, if you are here, please turn on your webcam. Gan Yan, Su Yin, I think just now you did not get your picture as well taken. Ping Chai as well.